Hi everyone, welcome to my granny square tutorial. You will need two different types of yarn, a 3mm hook and a pair of scissors. To start off, we will create a slip knot. You will take your yarn, make it parallel, twist it, put your fingers through that hole and then pull that yarn through to create a knot. Once you have created your knot, you will take your 3mm hook, put that hook through the circle and chain 5. To chain 5, you will yarn over, pull through that first hole, yarn over, pull through the second hole, yarn over, pull through the third hole, yarn over, pull through the fourth hole, yarn over, pull through the fifth hole, and then you will have 5 chains. Once you have created your 5 chains, you will connect the two sides, the first stitch and the last stitch. You will place your hook into that first stitch, yarn over that piece of yarn. You'll have 2 loops on your hook. That first loop you pull into the second loop to create a slip stitch and to create that circle. Once you have created that circle, we will proceed to chain 3. You will yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3. Once you have the 3, you will crochet 2 double crochets into that circle. You will yarn over, place your hook in the circle, yarn over, pull through that circle again. You will have 3 loops on your crochet hook. You will then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops on your hook to create a double crochet. You will create another double crochet into that circle. You will now have 3 double crochets, including that chain 3. We will have 4 batches of 3 double crochets in that circle in total. To make the other 3 batches, you will chain 2, yarn over, place your hook into that circle, pull through, and then you'll have 3 loops on your crochet hook. You will yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and continue with that pattern and create 3 double crochets. Once you have put all 3 double crochets into that circle, we will then connect the 2 sides. You will chain 2 and then create a slip stitch. To create a slip stitch, you will place your hook into the other side, yarn over, pull through. You will have 2 loops. You pull that first loop into the second loop. And to cut it off, you will chain 1, cut off that yarn with a pair of scissors. This is how the first row of the granny square looks once you have completed it and connected the 2 sides. We'll now proceed with the second row. We will create a slip knot and then we will connect that slip knot to the first row. You will take your hook and place that slip knot into the stitch where you had finished off. Once you have placed your slip knot into that first stitch, you will chain 2. Once you have chained 2, you will then proceed to put 2 double crochets into that first stitch. This is how it looks once you have placed 2 double crochets in that stitch. So once you have those 3, the double crochets and the chain in that first stitch, in the next space, you will crochet 3 double crochets, chain 2 in between, and then chain another 3 double crochets. So we are crocheting the first 3 double crochets now. 3 double crochets, and then you will chain 2. Once you have chained 2, in that same space, you will place 3 more double crochets. You will continue with that pattern for the rest of the row. In the next space, you will crochet 3 double crochets, chain 2, crochet 3 double crochets. Once you have reached the end of the row, you will connect the 2 sides. So to connect the 2 sides, you will place 3 double crochets in that first chain. So you place 3 double crochets in that first chain. Once you have placed the 3 double crochets in that first chain, you will then chain 2 and then create a slip knot to connect the 2 sides. You will place your hook into the other side. You will place your hook into the other side, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 2 loops, and then you will pull that first loop into the second loop. This is how the granny square looks once you have 2 rows. We will now proceed to the third row. To start the third row, we will take another color. We will create a slip knot. Once we've created the slip knot, we will connect the second row to the slip knot. You will take that granny square you've already created. In that first stitch, you will place your hook and then connect the slip knot into that first stitch. Once you have connected the 2 sides, you will then chain 2 and then place 2 double crochets into that first stitch. Once you have placed 2 double crochets into that first stitch, you will place 3 double crochets into the next space. So for the next space, you will only place 3 double crochets. Once you have placed those 3 double crochets, you will proceed to the corner space. In the corner space, you will have a total of 6 double crochets, but with a chain 2 in between the 3. So then you place first 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then another 3 double crochets. So we have now completed the 3 double crochets. You will now chain 2 and then place another 3 double crochets into that same space. This pattern is done for the corners of the granny square. So it is 3, chain 2, 3. You will continue with that pattern until you reach the end of the row. We will now connect the 2 sides. In order to connect the 2 sides, we will place 3 double crochets into that very first stitch. This is in order to complete the corner. So you place 3 double crochets into that very first stitch that we started with. You will chain 2. Once you have chained 2, you will then create a slip knot on the other side. You will place your hook into the other side, yarn over, pull through. You'll have 2 loops. That first loop will go into the second loop. Then you will chain 1 and then cut off that piece of yarn. This is how the granny square looks once we have reached the third row. Next, we will start with our final row, which is the 4th row. We will create a slip knot with a different color. We will then take our granny square and connect that slip knot with the granny square. So you'll go into that first stitch and you will place your slip knot into that first stitch. Once you have placed your slip knot into that first stitch, you will proceed to chain 2. Once you have chained 2, you will place 2 double crochets into that first stitch. Once you have placed the 3 in the first stitch, in the next space you will place 3 double crochets. And in the following space you will also place 3 double crochets. For 2 spaces you are placing 3 double crochets. Once we reach the corner, we will then proceed to place a total of 6 double crochets in that corner with a chain 2 space. So we have now completed the 3 double crochets in the following 2 spaces. We are going to the corner space where we will place a total of 6 double crochets. So you will chain and you will crochet 3 double crochets into that corner space. Once you have crocheted 3 double crochets into that corner space, you will then proceed to chain 2, and in that same space you will place 3 double crochets. You will continue with this pattern until you reach the end of the row. So for the next 2 spaces, you place only 3 double crochets, and then in the corner space you'll place a total of 6 double crochets with a space of chain 2. Once we have reached the end of the row, we will then connect the 2 sides. To connect the 2 sides, you'll place 3 double crochets into that very first stitch that we started off with. This will create the corner effect. So you'll place 3 double crochets into that first stitch, then you will chain 2, and then after you have chained 2, you'll connect the 2 sides with a slip stitch by placing your hook into the other side, yarning over, pulling through, and then you will, that first loop on the hook, you'll pull it into the second loop. This is how the granny square looks once completed. Please, once you have completed it, cut the loose yarn and then weave it into the granny square. Thank you.